Marlon Brando's genius transformed film forever, but his private life was even more fearless than his performances. He was a man uninterested in labels, uninterested in rules, uninterested in pretending to be anything other than what he was. A human being moved by connection, not convention. Only after his death did the deeper truths emerge, that four men played surprisingly significant roles in his emotional life. Some relationships were romantic, some mysterious, others lifelong anchors. Together, they show Brando not as a scandal, but as a complex soul who loved in ways the world wasn't ready to understand. Here are those four relationships, reshuffled and retold. The confirmed firestorm, Richard Pryor. The most unexpected revelation came from a source no one anticipated, Richard Pryor's widow. In 2018, she confirmed that Pryor and Brando had a brief affair during the wild, open, anything-goes 1970s. What seemed unbelievable suddenly became undeniable. Pryor had spoken about his own fluidity. Brando had hinted at it for years. Their connection was short, chaotic, and shaped by the unrestrained creative world they lived in. Two revolutionaries colliding for a moment in time. The rumor that shadowed Hollywood, James Dean. No relationship in Brando's life has inspired more speculation than the one with James Dean. Their lives intersected at a critical moment. Brando already famous, Dean rising fast. Friends described Dean as fixated on Brando, studying him, imitating him, wanting his approval. Others claimed Brando alternated between mentoring him and emotionally keeping him at arm's length. Whether they were lovers or lonely souls mirroring each other, the rumor persists because it feels psychologically true, even if the physical reality remains unproven. The secret that broke him. The European actor buried in Brando's journals is reference to a man he never named, but clearly never forgot. They met overseas in the late 1950s, and the intensity of the relationship startled Brando. He fell harder than he ever expected. For once, he wasn't the one being pursued. When the man eventually left him for a woman, the rejection devastated him. Friends said this was the moment Brando began closing himself off emotionally, protecting the wound he could never quite speak about. This unnamed figure remains the most haunting presence in Brando's private story. The quiet devotion. Wally Cox. Of all Brando's relationships, the one with Wally Cox stands apart in its tenderness. They met as boys and never drifted apart. Fame didn't separate them. Marriages didn't either. This was the person Brando trusted most, the one who saw him before the world did. He kept Cox's ashes on his bedside table for decades and later asked that their ashes be blended together. Their love, whatever shape it took, was steady, profound, and unlike anything else in his life. Brando lived his truth in an age that demanded silence. Only now can we see the full picture, a man whose heart was far more complex, daring, and beautiful than Hollywood ever allowed him to show.